Hello everyone, welcome back to Anmol Astrology channel. Now today's video is going to be about the predictions for the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. Okay, and so as to know about the introduction of how these transits are going to go ahead, you can go and watch the first part, which is about the introduction. Right now, this is particularly about the earth signs, be it be moon sign or be it be ascendants. Okay, so I'll just share my screen now. Yeah. So Taurus ascendant individuals. So of course, since Taurus people are earth signs and Jupiter is entering into their ascendant, what does Jupiter do? Jupiter gives you blessings, right? So for this time, Jupiter is definitely going to bless you. But Jupiter is not just about blessings, it's also about responsibilities, right? So first of all, what you'll notice is that there's Jupiter in the ascendant, there's Saturn in the 10th house. So this is actually when Jupiter and Saturn are quadrant to each other, which means for this while, what will happen for Taurus individuals, whatsoever karmas you do in your life, howsoever bad karmas you must have done in your life, for this particular time, for this 1 year, 1.5 years, you are actually going to mend your karmas. You are going to suddenly have this urge in you to help other people, to be as a guiding source for other people, to advise other people. Your life for this 1 year is going to be focused on people, welfare of the society. And definitely you'll be recognized for that. Why? Because there's Rahu in the 11th house and Ketu in the 5th. Another thing that you will see is since Jupiter is coming into your ascendant, it is activating your 7th lord. It could bring in a relationship. Remember, I didn't say a marriage, but a relationship. Okay, because Ketu is in the 5th house. Ketu wants you to learn mythology. Ketu in the 5th house is about your past life good deeds. So since Ketu is going to come into your 5th house, it is going to give you in a way blessings. You will be fortunate for this time. Your luck is going to be on your side. That's because Ketu is giving you your Purva Punya Bhava. Past life good deeds result in this life. So that's why Ketu is there. It is going to detach you from love and relationships because somehow you'll be a person who is hard to deal with. Remember, Jupiter and Ketu, they are teachers, they are advisors, but you also need to know that these are very hard people to deal with. Why? Because these are old souls. You can't just make a fool of them. You can't just, manipulate them easily. These are two teachers. And have you seen most of the teachers being all that funny and Mercurian like people? No, they are hard task masters. They just want you to learn the lesson they are putting forward. So that's why these people, because of Ketu in the 5th house in Virgo, they'll be very critical, very analytical, because 5th house is also about the intelligence. So of course, for this time, you can expect, if suppose your husband is Taurus ascendant, or if your wife is Taurus ascendant, you can expect them to be a little bit on the old and boring side for this particular year. They might be so much romantically involved because they are going to be involved more towards the society, more towards their profession, because this particular time for a Taurus ascendant is related to their career. These people are trying to build a foundation for their career within 1.5 years from now. They will, have a huge friend circle also. They'll try to reach out to more and more people just so as to gain through their career. So their social circle is going to explode once and for all because of Rahu in the 11th. Because Rahu is explosion and Jupiter is expansion. Right? So these, you see, these are actually the altogether results. I'm taking the individual planets also, but I'm connecting all of them together. Because what happens, you cannot just give a final verdict or a final prediction just based on one placement. That suppose Jupiter is coming into the first house, it's all hunky-dory for you. It's all good for you. Jupiter is going to bless you. It is going to give you all good things. It's not like that. And it's very important for you to understand that. Now, Saturn coming into the 10th house, it wants you to mend your public image. It wants you to mend your career. And if you become organized with your career, if you become organized with your public image, it is going to make you go towards good heights in life. This is your chance to do that. Otherwise, with Saturn in the 10th, it can actually affect your public image in a negative way. Like we say, izzat pe daag padna. That's what Saturn can do in the 10th house if it is not managed properly. Okay, so you have to be very careful with your public image and with your career. For this while, you can expect a lot of criticism and judgment from from other people in general, from your bosses at your workplace. But when you require support, you are going to receive support from the government, from your bosses, or from public in general. Okay. And for this while, if you have children, your children's life is going to be quite transformative, but in a good way. That's because there's Ketu in the 5th house, Rahu in the 11th, and then Jupiter is giving its 5th aspect on the 5th house. And of course, it can also make you have a very critical mind towards investments. So maybe you'll develop an interest towards investing your money, towards shares, buying shares of some company. So try to go into purchasing of the shares, intuitively, because Ketu is here. Ketu is actually, it does not have head, but in earth science, it can actually be very calculative, very statistical. So that's why your calculations can work out here. And since Jupiter's 5th aspect is also there, it is going to give you that wisdom so as to invest in good shares, which are going to give you good results. Okay. So now it's not that just because you are a Taurus ascendant, you'll just go ahead and just get your money into any share that you'd like to, right? Just see your planets, see your Mahadasha, what is going around. But yes, at this time, these transits are going to be supportive for you. And since Jupiter is coming into your ascendant, and Taurus signs are what? They are about possessions. They value stuff. They value personality. They value themselves. They value their life. It's all about possessions and value. It's all about security. Here, Jupiter is going to make it a lot easier for you to secure yourself, to secure your life. Another thing that you'll see with Taurus ascendants is that for this time, you'll be fortunate to do something you are passionate about. Because 5th house is actually your creative self-expression and your passion. You'll try to dig deeper into the 5th house matters and then bring it out towards the 11th house. And of course, first house is also about your inner abilities, your personality, your personal self. So Jupiter is going to give you that wisdom, so as to represent it in a certain way. And Saturn is going to provide you that organization. So on and all, whole and whole, this particular combination is going to be helpful if you are trying to change your career into something you're passionate about. Like for example, you are into a 9 to 5 job, and now you just want to pursue astrology. Maybe you want to pursue dramatic arts, acting. So this particular transit is going to help you do that. Okay, so that was about the Taurus ascendant. Now coming to the Virgo ascendant. Now, for Virgo individuals, this time is actually going to be extremely transformative for Virgos also, and for Pisces also. But for Virgos, it's more so about spiritual growth, and for Pisces, it's more about self growth and self love. So for Virgos, what will happen is that you will have a very hard time with your partnerships. You may break one. You will either have problems. See, what happens is that whenever Ketu comes in the ascendant, you are actually not the one to break the partnership if you don't have the seventh lord into the first house. Right? Because Virgo, Ketu coming into the ascendant means that you become clueless of things. You are now beheaded. You just have your body with you. So what you do everything with your heart. So you are taking a planet who just has the body into the house which is about your mind and about your head. Now here, Ketu will make you go through so many problems and obstacles in your life. You'll suddenly feel that what's my life purpose? Why I am here to, what I am here to do. You'll start searching the answers for these questions. You'll start looking for astrologers, and you'll be driven towards spirituality because you're searching for answers. Ketu is the planet of research. It'll make you dig deep into things. That's why it'll introduce you to astrology as well. Seventh house Rahu. Of course, you are subject to be cheated upon. So it is going to be very hard for you for this particular 1.5 year to trust a lot of individuals. Because of course, everyone is going to be there so as to pay off your karma. There is going to be illusion in the 7th house. But one thing what Rahu can do in the 7th house is it can give you mass fame. So I have personally seen this, that with Ketu in the ascendant, although everything falls apart for an individual whenever Ketu comes in the ascendant, in the transits. But what happens, the transformation that you have with Ketu in the ascendant, that actually matures you for lifetime. That actually makes you choose the right path of your life. And if suppose you start some work at this particular time, it is going to give you mass fame. Why? Because you will be a person who will be very critical about your research. You'll go ahead with your work. You'll start your work with lots of research. Because Ketu is here in the sign of Virgo. Your mind is about perfection right now. Your mind is about competing. After whatsoever obstacles you are going to face, you're going to become extremely careful and fearful of things. So that's why you'll take steps one by one at a time. But be careful of other people, be careful of partnerships. Then along with that, there's Jupiter in the 9th house. So of course, you're going to start learning something. Especially you are going to learn related to marketing and finances. Why? Jupiter in the sign of Taurus in the 9th house. 9th house is originally about Sagittarius. 3rd house, direct aspect, it's Gemini, the house of marketing. It could be related to research. Whatsoever you'll do, you are going to gain higher knowledge in this time. You're going to go towards spirituality in this time. Then you have your Saturn in the 6th house. Legalities, filing of, suppose, a visa. With Virgo ascendant, you might also travel overseas. You might apply for some visa and you might travel overseas specifically for either for your work or for your higher education, since Jupiter is activating your 5th and the 9th house. There are going to be legalities there. If you are going through a court case, you are going to receive anxiety, you are going to receive depression because of a court case or some sort of problems that you're going to face. Because what happens whenever Ketu comes in, problems just get attracted towards you at a very fast speed. But with Saturn in the 6th house, it is going to suppress it. It might cause delays in travel. It might cause delays in your, court cases, but it is going to suppress that. And since Jupiter is going to be in the 9th house, it is going to form your Bhagya Uday. It is going to make you have your luck on your side. Although when Jupiter is going to be in the 8th house, like it is right now for Virgo ascendants, with Ketu in the ascendant, it is not working towards your benefit. Maybe you are having problems in your partnership. Maybe you are having problems within your marriage. Why? Because it is going to create a Pap Katra Yoga. Saturn in the 6th, Jupiter in the 8th. I'm talking about the time between January 2024 till April 2024. For that time, Jupiter is actually in the sign of Aries. Sorry, with Jupiter, it doesn't make a Pap Katra Yoga because Jupiter is actually it is a benefic planet. But Saturn is in the 6th. And the thing is, there's Rahu in the 7th. So alone, Jupiter cannot do much of the good things here. Jupiter is also about heaviness, right? So it's not actually a Pap Katra Yoga, but you'll see there's no major support that the 7th house is receiving here. Okay, so I agree because this happens. Previously I was getting most of the people who are either Libra or they are Aries as my clients who are approaching me for consultations. Now, since almost July to August 2023, it has been Virgo and Pisces ascendant. Why? Because whenever this transit, Ketu and Rahu transit, comes into the ascendant, people feel directionless because they are actually going through a major transformation in their life. So it's like that you were just sitting comfortably, you were doing what you're doing, suddenly something comes and hits you unexpectedly, and whole of your ground just shakens up. So of course there's going to be disturbance, right? So that's what is happening with Pisces ascendant individuals and Virgo ascendant individuals. So when Jupiter is going to travel into your 9th house, it is going to make you study, make you get higher knowledge. It is going to make you travel, long distance, and maybe overseas also, because Saturn is also activating your 12th house. It is also going to make you spiritual, and it is going to make you follow a guru. And if at this time you take the guidance of your guru or your father, that is going to be very fruitful for you, because Jupiter is in the 9th. So for Taurus individuals, since Jupiter is going to come into the ascendant, you shall use your own wisdom. Jupiter is the planet of guidance, direction, wisdom. Okay. So next, let's talk about, I think we have covered Ketu, Rahu, Saturn, and Jupiter. Yes. And this while you can do one thing also, just don't buy shoes for yourself. Ask anyone else to buy shoes or leather products for you. Or just avoid buying them for yourself if you don't have anyone else to buy that for you. And you can donate things. You can donate leather products. Suppose you have, don't buy and donate them. Just take it out from your home and just donate them. Anything which is just like there, which is not in use, you can just donate them to people who are underprivileged, servants, or people who are paralyzed, who have some deformities. Okay, so this was about the Virgo ascendants. Now last we have Capricorn ascendant. So for Capricorn ascendant, Saturn is coming into the 2nd house. You can also use this for Capricorn moon, and similarly you can use the predictions for Taurus moon and Virgo moon as well. Now Saturn is coming into the 2nd house, Jupiter is coming into the 5th house, Ketu is coming in the 9th house, and Rahu in the 3rd house. Now, what do you think can happen? Of course, this person is going to have career advancement, and also these people are going to either get married if you are unmarried, and if you are married, you're going to have a child, because it activates your possibility of having an addition in the family. So addition could be either by marriage or by childbirth. Okay, so since Rahu is coming into the 3rd house, it is going to make you look online. Obsessively, you'll just try to learn a lot of things online. Okay, it will actually make you enhance some skill of yours. Of course, this time is good for your finances. One remedy I would give for this particular ascendant individuals is that provide your family in any way. Just give them 100 rupees, 1000 rupees, or howsoever you want every month or every week. Just decide one particular date and do that the first thing in the month or in the week. Do that regularly. I'm not saying give a lot of money, howsoever you can afford. Just give them, just provide them in any way. The more you are going to give them, the more you are going to get back. क्या हुआ? रिकॉर्डिंग के बीच में आ गए तो मेरा माइंड फॉग हो जाता है, क्योंकि मैं बिना वो लिखे कहीं वो कर रही हूँ, और कर भी आपका असेंडेंट रही थी अभी। कहीं जा रहे हो? अभी तो ऊपर जा रहा हूँ बिल्डिंग में। अच्छा, चाची का मुझे फोन आ रहा था, उनको कह देना मैं काम कर रही थी। Okay, so you just have to provide your family in one way or another, or the circumstances would make you provide for them. Saturn in the second house, it could also create, the opportunities towards inheritance. It could also, somehow I feel there's going to be a lot of support that you're going to get from the eighth house matters. Support from in-laws, support through inheritance. But you, of course, need to see where your eighth lord is placed, where your second lord is placed. Is it getting activated or not? Okay. Then Jupiter in the fifth house will make you be attracted towards, again, shares. You know, actually, Jupiter coming into an earth sign will start giving people, suddenly people will start thinking about future security, retirement plans, especially everything related to finance you can think of. So they'll start learning financial things, financial knowledge, strategies. So that's what Jupiter is going to do here. But Jupiter coming into the fifth house, it makes you have your interest towards share market. Of course, fifth house is the house of of children. It is going to activate that. So there can be a childbirth. Now, I'm not going to say that if it is going because of Jupiter, it is going to be definitely a male child. That's not the case. Indeed, the transit of Jupiter is coming here, but it is coming in a feminine sign. It could be a male, it could be a female. That all depends on the male's chart, how their placements are in the fifth house or the placement of the fifth lord. Now, for this individual, the sign of Scorpio is getting highly activated. That's why there are a lot of gains for a Capricorn individual. Gains by social recognition, gains through recognition of their talent, skills, career, and their knowledge specifically, because third house Rahu. So your skills are going to help you big time with your finances. Saturn in the second is actually, okay, it will make you miser. It will make you budgetary. See, budgetary is more so with Mercury and the sign of the earth signs. But with Saturn, it actually makes you miser. But Saturn in the second house can create very good wealth. So that's why if it is activating your second house, it is going to create wealth for you. So the time is good for your finances. There's going to be travel, more so short and long distance travel both. Okay, I didn't discuss about the Scorpio activation of other signs. So for the sign of Taurus, Scorpio is in the seventh house. So definitely it is going to activate relationships, and it is also going to it may activate marriage in certain cases. Okay. पापा मैं काम कर रही हूँ नाम से. So seventh house is also about partnerships. It can also give you major transformation or major lesson through relationships or partnerships. Okay. For a Virgo ascendant, third house, transformation through communication. Be very careful of what you communicate, how you communicate. Transformation through a close friend, or you may start a job. But indeed, whenever the third house gets activated, the eighth house gets activated, there's major transformation that happens for an individual. Okay, so remember, the sign of Scorpio is going to be highly activated, and Jupiter and Ketu are going to have mutual aspect. This is actually the theme of whole of this year. Okay, so guys, this was my analysis about the earth signs. I think I've covered everything related to the Capricorn ascendant as well. Yeah, so Ketu in the ninth is something I didn't talk about much. So Ketu in the ninth actually forms your belief system. It makes you face judgments because of your belief system, and it shapes your belief system and your spirituality. So at this time, Capricorn individuals can expect that their belief system is actually becoming, gaining a shape. That's why these people can become very rigid for this time, very opinionated for this time. It can detach you from your father. Maybe you'll travel. Of course, it can give a little bit of health issues to your father also. That solely depends on your ninth house placement and how your ninth house is being reflected in your chart, what Mahadasha, Antardasha you are going around with. Okay, guys. So this was my analysis about the earth signs. I hope this is helpful. If you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. If you guys would like to have your personal readings, please check out the link below, www.anmolastrology.com. And under the reading section, you can get a personal reading for yourself. And under the unique reading section, you can also check out the unique readings, which can actually be very much informative about your own chart if you are a learner of astrology. Okay, guys, we'll see you in the next video, which is going to be related to the air signs. Okay, bye-bye. Take care.